Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different, a bit more of an informal tutorial where I take you through my entire process of creating a macroweave. It does take a few hours to complete a full macroweave, so I split this tutorial into two parts. I hope you enjoy it. I apologize as the video is a bit brighter than it looked as I was filming, and the white string is a little overexposed, but I'm hoping to have this sorted for the next one. Thanks so much guys, let's get started. In front of me here, I have a bunch of the fiber supplies that I'm going to use for the macroweave. I just released on my website, lotsofknots.ca, and in my Etsy shop, a bunch of new fiber kits, and so I thought it would be helpful to show you kind of what's included in one of these kits and what you can use one of these kits for. I'm excited to kind of do this with you guys. This is a little bit different than what I usually do in my tutorials. Let's try it and see how it goes. So yeah, here is a selection of the different fibers I'm going to use today. So we have some 3mm string. This is the speckled string. So you can see there's a little bit of red, yellow, and green in there, which I thought would be fun to use. And then we also have some cotton frizz ribbon, some felted yarn. We've got 4mm mustard rope, 9mm mustard string, and then a little bit of mustard roving as well, and then some Sari silk ribbon. Here's the backbone of the piece. So what I've done is I've just gone along and tied some double half hitch knots, rows of double half hitch knots across here. And I have created quite a few Macraweave tutorials in the past, so I thought that I could kind of skip over showing you how to do this part. If you are unsure of how to tie the double half hitch knots, I'll add a few of my tutorials in the description so you can go ahead and look at those. Today I just wanted to focus on the fun part, which is filling in the rest of the Macraweave. I did want to let you guys know that I used 24 pieces across the top. Each of those pieces are 10 feet long, and then I folded those in half and used lark's head knots to attach them to the dowel. And then the pieces that I used as filler cords to tie my double half hitch knots across, those pieces were 3 feet long. So what I like to do when I do my macroweaves is these filler cords here on the sides. I will keep those long and just hanging off the sides until I'm done with the piece, because I like to add all of the fiber in the middle of the piece. And then once I'm happy with it, I'll hang it up and make sure that the sides are nice and straight. And then once I can see that the sides are straight, then I'll go back in and either trim these off right at the edge, or you can tuck them back in to the back of the wall hanging. I find that sometimes the piece can shift a little bit when you're adding the fibers to the middle. And if it does, then, it can cause the sides to not be completely straight. And I do like the sides to be nice and straight, so that's why I leave that to the end. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to work from top down for this one. So we'll start in this section right here. All right, so we're going to start with some roving just in this top section up top here. And I'm going to use approximately 2.5 feet of roving. And what I've gone ahead and done is just split it in half. So this is half the width of the roving that you can find in my shop. I don't find for a piece this size it necessary to use the full width. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a sumac weave. So I'm weaving the roving in front of 8 strands of cord and then behind 4. And it's important for your macro weaves to not pull the roving too tight. You want to keep even tension along, and that's going to help to keep everything straight and not go a little bit wonky. So I'll show you one more time. I'll just zoom in a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and go in front of 8. So 4, 6, 8, and then behind 4. Okay, so you can see that's going to make a fun little design. I'm just going to go ahead and fiddle with it a little bit to get it to look how I want and do a couple more sections of sumac weave across here. So a quick note on the ends here. I will go back and kind of tuck in the ends and finish up the back once we're all complete. So for now, I'll just have them wrapped around and hanging off the front. I'm just going to leave those for now, and I'll show you how to tuck them into the back of your weaving at the end, so it'll look a little bit cleaner. So now I'm going to go in and add a little bit of the Sari silk ribbon and the cotton frizz ribbon up top and down to the side. So let me zoom out a little bit so we can see the full section up top here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I decided I'm also going to throw in some of this nice chunky 9mm string too. I think that'll give it a fun look. So I'll use approximately 8 feet of the mustard string. So I'm going to start with this one on the bottom, and again I'm going to use sumac weave, so same as what we did on this side. I'm going to start over here and kind of work my way across. Okay, so I'm liking how that looks. Going to bring it across along the top here on top of that roving. All right, so once we've made it to the end here, I'm going to come around like this, and then I'm going to start going back the other way. So we're going to go across all 8 cords here, grab that, and then start going back the opposite way, just until we finish up this piece of string. I'm going to leave those pieces hanging out front for now, but when we kind of clean up the back, we'll bring it through the back and tidy it up later. I mean, another option could be you could just leave them hanging from the front if you like that look. I like to tuck it into the back when I'm done, but whatever works for you. I'm really liking how that looks now. I'm going to go in and add a little bit of cotton frizz and Sari silk ribbons. I'll use approximately 10 feet. I like that with these two colors, so I'm going to add it actually to this side. I originally thought maybe I'd add it on that side, but I like how it looks here. So I'm going to go ahead with Macraweave again. So again, not too tight. Want to make sure keep even tension throughout as well. And maybe I'll do a little bit of a close up here. So I think I will do one more here and then kind of fill in this space up top. Yeah, I like that. So we'll come back this way now. There's a little bit of extra space here, so I'm just going to fill in this section. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. So again, we'll just leave that here. I cut a little bit too much, so I can just chop off the extra and then I can use this in another spot. Okay, awesome. I'm liking how that's looking. So now we'll go ahead and fill in the top section on this side. I think I want to double it up and use both of these at the same time. I think that would give it kind of a fun texture. So again, I'm not really measuring, I'm just kind of approximating how much I think I'm going to use, and then we'll go from there. So this is about 4 feet. And I also just love the way that these two colors look together. So here we go. So same as what we did with the mustard string, starting on this side, and we'll work our way over. Okay, nice. I like that. So we'll keep going. I think I'm going to go to here. So we'll do 2 more and then come back. So again, to switch direction, we'll go around here. And then we're going to come all the way back across the 8 cords under and then back around. Okay, and we're going to come back around one more time just to finish off the rest. And then we'll finish it off here. Again, I'll bring those ends through to the front just for now, and then we'll tuck them in at the end. All right, I like that. So to fill in the section at the top, I'm going to use a little bit of the 3mm speckled string. Hey guys, I'm just popping in really quick while I'm editing the video. Originally I went ahead and completed sumac weave for this section, weaving the string in front of 8 cords and behind 4. I ended up not liking the way that this looked, so I took it out and used sumac weave, weaving the cords in front of 4 and then behind 2. This is the same method that I use for the next section, so I'd recommend skipping this part for now and then adding in the string after watching the next section. We're going to start on the second section now here, and I'm thinking I might add a little bit more of that yellow onto this side, and then we can do a little bit more of the speckled string on this side. I also haven't used any of the felted yarn yet, so I think I'll add some of that in as well. Up in this side might be fun. Yeah, let's do that first. Okay, so I'm going to do sumac weave again here. So let's zoom in on the right side. Actually, I think what I want to do, instead of having it come across here, I think I'm going to fill in here and then bring it around the back and then start filling in this section. So there's nothing in between these 2 lines here. So to do that, I'm just going to go across 4 cords instead of the 8. And then I'm putting it through right here. Okay, so we'll go through that same spot one more time. So then we'll come across twice here, and then we'll skip a bunch of these cords and then bring it back up on this side. Okay, so this long piece then, we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll skip 5 cords and then bring it through here. Okay, so we'll continue sumac weave across here. You don't always have to go in front of 8 cords and behind 4. I was doing that up here, but now I'm thinking maybe we'll do something a little bit smaller with this. So we'll go in front of 4 and behind 2. And there, yeah, I like that. And then that kind of is the same width as what we have on this side. So again, in front of 4 and then behind 2. So we're going to continue that up until this side over here. Okay, so I like that. And now we're going to come back the other way. Instead of having that come up through on that side, we'll come up through on this side so that we can start working our way back. Yeah, I like that. That's really nice. I had a little bit of extra here. I'm going to trim this off and then we can use this in another spot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit more of the yellow cotton frizz ribbon. I'll use the piece that we cut off from the top section, which was about 4 feet. Sometimes I find it can help to get into those tight spaces if you use a tapestry needle. So I'm going to go under 2 cords. So we'll go over 4 under 2. Okay, perfect. I like how that looks. And then I'm going to come back down and then fill in this section. Okay, and then I'm going to come back. And there we go. I'll use something else to fill in here. We'll do the same as we did over here, so we won't add any fiber between these 2 pieces. And then we'll fill in this piece after. So I'll just use a bit of Sari silk on its own, about 3 feet, not with the cotton frizz, to fill in this section. We'll do sumac weave again. There we go. Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, let's zoom out and then we'll figure out what we're going to do on the other side. Okay, so I'm really liking how this is looking so far, except for the 3mm string in the corner. Remember how I was saying we were going over 8 chords and under 4 with these two sections? And then with this section, we went over 4 and under 2. So I think it would look better going over 4 and under 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off of camera and show you guys what it looks like. And if I like that, then we'll add more of that string in on the left side. And if not, then we'll take that out completely and add in something else. All right, so I went ahead and redid this section and I am liking that a whole lot better. I think it just gives it a little bit more texture and it looks a little bit more clean. Going over the 4 chords and under 2 versus going over 8 and under 4, it just looked a bit loose and a bit messy. So anyways, I like that a lot better, which is great because I think this string is so much fun. So I wanted to keep adding it in. So we will do that on the left side. So let's move this over. Here we go. Okay, so we've got some up there. So what I want to do is add a little bit into this section. I also want to add some of this cotton frizz on this section as well. So let's go ahead and do that. I did have a little bit left of the Sari silk from this middle section here, so I think I'm going to bring it back around the back like we did on this side and bring it up here and just add a little bit in at the bottom just to use this part up. Bring it through the back. Come up through here. And then we'll do a little bit more of that sumac weave over 4 under 2. So you can see over 4 under 2. We'll do one more here and just kind of gives a little bit of a border at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of that speckled string in next. So we'll do sumac again, over 4 under 2. All right, I like how that looks. I think I'm going to add some of the frizz just to finish up this top piece here. And then we'll just kind of go over to under 2 just to fill in this tiny little space here. All right, let's zoom out and see what we got. Okay, I love how this looks so far. It's so much fun. I love all the yellows. So I'm thinking for this next section, I'd like to add in some more roving, which might fill in this part. And then we can add a little bit underneath and then we'll fill in this section here. So let's start with the roving. I'll use about 3 feet. So again, we'll do sumac weave. I think I'm going to start right around here. And we're going to do over 8, under 4. I'm going to bring it around this way actually, just so that it matches with the section up top. We're going to go across the 8 cords again, and then when we bring it around, we pull it up over top of the roving instead of underneath it. So again, we're in kind of a tight spot, so hopefully you guys can see this okay. The roving will kind of completely cover this space here, which is totally okay. I like that. So I'm thinking I wanted to do a little bit of fringe on here somewhere, maybe in a couple of spots, but I thought maybe a little bit of fringe up here might be fun. Yeah, which means we're gonna have to put it on top of this row, and then it can hang down over top of these strands. So what I'm going to do is undo the top 2 loops to give us a little bit more room here. Now we've got a little bit of extra space here. And then I'm going to add raya knots here so that we can create a bit of fringe that pops down on this side. The 4mm rope could be fun because we could unravel it and create a bit of wavy fringe. I'll cut about 1.5 feet of rope per raya knot. Okay, so to make the raya knots, here, let's zoom in on this section. So we're going to take the rope, fold it in half, bring the 2 ends around 2 cords, and then they'll both come through the middle. So there's one side through the middle, and then the other side through the middle. Pull it down. And there we go. So we'll do that along here. And then I'm going to trim these, and I think we'll have the fringe kind of following along here. I'm going to go ahead and add some more across here. So let's get started on that. All right, so we'll do 5, I think. So I've cut 4 more pieces here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and trim these and then untwist them. Okay, yeah, I really like that. And actually what I think I want to do is continue it up until the roving. So we'll add 2 more in here and then we'll see how it looks. Hey guys, just popping in here again while editing. We're going to wrap it up here for this week and we will finish off the wall hanging in the next video. I had a lot of fun recording this tutorial a little differently than I typically do and I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one.